Good evening, everyone. So today we are going to see about the concepts of HTML and CSS. So we are going to see in detail about how to write the HTML script and also how to include the CSS script in the HTML pages. So which will be very helpful for developing the basic static web pages. Later, after completing the concept of HTML and CSS, we can go for the concept of JavaScript. So, but for today, we are going to see in detail about HTML and CSS. Right. So, first, let us see what is meant by HTML. So, HTML is nothing but so today both I will explain the concept in the same way. I am going to write the script and I am going to execute that so that you will get a clear idea about that. So, first one. So, initially we have to see about. Please wait. Okay. So we are going to see, let us see 1 minute. Right. So let us see about HTML. So first, what is meant by HTML? So as you know that HTML is nothing but hypertext markup language. So already you know what is meant by hypertext markup language. So if you are unable to, if you don't know about the concept of markup language, let us see now. So initially in HTML, HT means hypertext. So hypertext is nothing but it is the way in which web pages are linked together. So if you are going to talk about a text, it is a normal text. It is not going to link up with any other thing. For suppose here I am going to show you one thing. I am going to write here hello. This is just a text because it is not going to link with any other text or any other links or any other images. So if you are talking about hypertext, in the name it says what? Hypertext, hyper. So it refers what? It is going to, it is a way of web pages, it is a way in which web pages are linked together. So here I'm going to link with the text. This text cannot do anything. But if I'm saying this text as a hypertext, if I'm going to click on this one, automatically it is going to some other web page. So this is called as what? Hypertext. So next, let us see what is meant by markup language. So markup language means generally we use markup. Markup means what? So we use HTML to simply mark up the text document with tags. That is, let us consider if you are going to see this, this is just a text document. So just I am going to write just a message here. I am Shiva. Did you see any types of tags here? No. If you are going to see a tags in your HTML or web pages, we can web browser. We can say it as a what? We can say it as a markup language. Markup language is nothing but a text document with the tags. So why we are going to write a tags in this text document means to tell the web browser how to structure and display. So again, I'm repeating, markup language is nothing but a tags that are written inside a text document. What is the purpose of writing a tags? For example, tag is nothing but so if you see your HTML, everything is going to be a tags, which are going to be written in these brackets. Okay, so so that we can conclude that markup language is a language where we are having the tags in a text document, and the text document is going to tell what to the web browser and how to display or how to structure and display the content whatever we are giving in this document. So this is about hypertext markup language. This is the basic definition. So hypertext, already I told you what is meant by hypertext, and also I have discussed about the concept of markup language. So now we are seeing a markup language where we are using hypertext. So this language is called as what? Hypertext markup language. So this is the basic definition of your HTML. So if you are going to see HTML, let us see initially how the basic structure is there and what is the use of each and every tag. So just I will write a small code here where it contains a few tags, and later I am going to explain about each and every basic tags here. So I am going to write it. So first tag is doc type, which is not important, but I am going to write it. Okay. So now see, first one is doc type. So it is going to tell you which type of document it is. So the doc type, sorry. So the doc type can also say, so this doc in the place for this doc type, I can also give XML or any other type. But whatever the code I am going to write, I want to save it in HTML. That means what? This doc type is what? HTML. So this particular statement or a tag is not such important. If you don't want to write, we can exclude that. But it is recommended to write. Next, so as we are going to write HTML, the main important tag is what? HTML tag. So first one, if you see this one, it is called as open tag. So after completing entire HTML code, we have to close that. How to close that? We have to use a slash in front of the tag. So first one is opening tag, and second one is what? A closing tag. So which is going to be started with slash. Now inside this, what I have to write? Some basic tags are there for your HTML page. What do you want as a head? To say that I am going to use a tag called as head tag. So again, for this tag also, we are having opening and closing tag. So generally, there are two or three types of tags are there. One tag is nothing but which is having, which one is opening tag, another one is closing tag, another one is self closing tag. So in later tags we will see that, but for now I am going to tell you only basic tags. So first one, what I have discussed, I told you about HTML tag, and now I am talking about what? Head tag. And again, after this head tag, if you want to inside that head, if you want to write any matter, for example, I want to tell that generally, if you see any head, what is will be there? Title will be there. So that I am going to write what here? Title tag. So to give the title for a head, I am going to write a title tag here. So anyway, title is also going to have opening and closing tag. So the title will not go more than one line, so that I am going to write in a single line. Now I want to place the title of the document. So just I am going to make it as a this is title. I want to write it as what? This is title. So that you can understand because of this title tag, what is going to be happened, I will execute and I will show you. So now head is completed, and now I want to write the body of the HTML tag, HTML page. So I'm going to use a tag called as a HTML. I'm going to use a tag called as what? Body. So again, for this body also, we can have multiple tags inside this. So that I am going to write in a new line body. Inside this body, observe carefully. Inside this body, we can write any number of tags. There is no problem. But for now, as it is a simple HTML page, I am going to write only one heading. I am going to write. For example, I am going to take H1. So as it is open tag, and I am going to close the tag as H1. Now, what you want to keep here? I want to tell this is heading. This is heading. So that I am going to place just this one. If you observe this one, this is a simple HTML page. What this HTML page is going to tell you. Here, if you see, I am going to show you the tags. First tag is doc type tag, and second tag is HTML tag, and third type is head tag, and fourth type is inside the head. I am going to have a title tag, and after that I am going to have body tag, and inside this body tag I am going to have h1 tag, which is nothing but a heading tag, and finally this is nothing but a closing the body. Now what each and every method is used for, first I will execute this and I will show you. So remember one point, that whatever the code I am writing here is nothing but a hypertext markup language. So just I am going to name this document as sample.html. As it is hypertext markup language, for this there should be a tag, there should be extension called as HTML. For suppose if you are writing a Java code, we are going to keep .java. In the same way, if you are writing C program, we are writing .c. If it is image file, .jpeg, .png, and so on. In the same way, for this file, I am going to have the concept of what? We are going to have the concept of .html extension. Right. Now let us execute this. Let us execute this. So I have saved this one. Okay. Right. Okay. I have saved this one onto my desktop. Let us see here where it is. So if you observe this, I have saved it with what? .html extension. So what happens here? It is saved. You can observe here. This is what? This is nothing but it has taken the application that is nothing but Chrome. In my laptop, I have used to open any page. Default web browser is Google Chrome, so that it is going to take the same icon. Now observe, if I double click on this one, see what happens. Observe carefully. You have to observe many things here. In that many things, first one is I will open the code here. So what is the page? It is HTML page, which are used to construct the static web pages. So this is a static web page which is not dynamic. That means what the content here is what static. Dynamically it is not going to change. Right. Next, after that I have written one tag, what? Head tag. Head means what? See here. In this tab you can observe what? Name of the. See here, what is the title here? I have given the title as what? This is title. So this is title has given for this tab. If you observe here. Okay. Right. Next, after the tag, what I have written? Inside a body. That means what? Body means what? This white color entire plane is nothing but what? It is a body of your HTML tag. So on that, what I have written? This is heading I have written, and you can observe that it is in bold and the size is somewhat bigger. Now observe, if I change this one to H2 for suppose, I'm going to change it to H2 and I'm saving this. Okay. If you want to see the difference, just I will change it to H4 so that you can observe the difference between H1 and H4. So observe now. So now see, the size of the heading is going to be decreased. So H1 is nothing but larger size, H2 is somewhat less, and so on up to we are having headings up to how much? H6 we are having. These are all the tags. One by one, I will explain in detail about all these tags. Right, first, let us see this document here. So if you observe this HTML document, so first one, this you can see here exclamatory mark doc type. This is a tag. Observe carefully. This is because it has written inside a angular bracket, so we can consider it as a tag, and which is going to define what? Document type. Okay, it is going to define document type. So what is the document type? HTML. If I'm going to remove this particular tag also, we will not get any difference. Okay, right. Next one, HTML tag. Already we have seen that this tag encloses complete HTML. That means what? Whatever you want to perform on HTML, web page, that has to be written inside a HTML tag. So inside HTML tag, we can have many other tags like first one is head tag, next one is body tag. Generally, these two will be used mainly. Next, coming to this head tag. So as you know that in the name it says what? Head. So this tag is going to represent a document header. So if you see this one, for example, if you see this one, if I'm going to show you what, see now, sorry, right. I'm going to show you this document. This document is nothing but what? It is notepad. So anyway, it is also a document. What is the head for this document? This one. You can observe here in the head I am having what? Sample. If you observe this one, what? Sample. This is the head. And the title for this head is what? Sample. In the same way, if I see my HTML document, please wait. Okay. If I see my HTML document, this is my head for that And in this, the title is what? This is title. So if you want to go for the head tag represents what? The document header, which can keep other HTML tags like title. We can also place what here? Title tag also. Right, next. Coming to title tag. In name, it says what? Generally, it is for naming someone. It is a title of something. So to name anything, we are going to use what? Title. So here the title is going to be written inside what? Head. Observe carefully. Inside the head tag. So which is going to mention the document title. If you observe this, entire for this document, what is the title? This is title. For example, if you see first tab here, entire for this WhatsApp, what is the title you can observe here? WhatsApp. For entire this one, Zoom, for example, you are going to observe what? Post attendee Zoom. So these are all called as what? Titles. Title of the entire document. Next. So if you see our HTML, you can observe one more tag called as what? Body. So this body is one of the important and where we can write the entire code which has to be seen in our web pages. So this tag represents the document body. So please don't touch your uh, screen, please. Okay, please wait a second. So please don't annotate. One, I will erase that. 1 minute. Right. Okay. Please don't touch the screen. Right. Now I am going to discuss about the concept of body tag. So body tag represents what? It is going to represent the entire document's body. So in this particular body tag, what we are going to have? We can have multiple or many tags we can have. But in this example, I have written what? Only one tag, that is H4 tag. That is nothing but heading tag. So this represents what? Heading. In heading, generally we are going to have H1 to H6. Whenever we are coming for heading tags, I will discuss. So finally, this is a simple HTML page. If you observe this page, main things you have to observe is first one is HTML tag open, and next one is HTML tag close. And if you want to talk about any head, we have to observe about this head tag. And whatever the thing you want to write, you want to do on the web page, that code has to be written inside a body tag. So this is just a simple, I can say just it is a simple web page, is HTML document. Now let's go to some other. So I think you have understood the structure of this one. Now first thing, as we have used the headings concept. So here I have used H4 now. So that first I will explain the concept of headings. So right, let us see. Otherwise, just I will take here itself. Now see, I will explain here itself. Now observe. So if you observe here, I am having headings from heading. These tags are from H1 to H6. From where to where? H1 to H6. So what is the use of these tags means? So generally, if you want to keep the headings, that means what? For example, I want to write some data and I want to keep some heading. This is the introduction. For example, introduction. If you observe the heading and normal data, if you observe the heading and normal data, the data, for example, these two looks in a different way. This will be somewhat bold and somewhat bigger. And the data will be what? It will not be bold and it will be generally small. So I am talking about only these headings. So these headings are for in our HTML, we are having 6 tags for headings from H1 to H6. Observe now from H1 to H6. So these are heading tags. So what is the difference between these tags, sir? So if you want to see the difference between these tags, just I'm going to copy paste all these and you can observe clearly what is the difference between them. Please wait. Right. So now see, I'm going to take I'm going to take all 6 so that you can understand, observe clearly. First, I am going to take H in order. I am going to take so that you can observe the difference between H1 and H2 in order. So whenever you want to go for a particular heading, you can go that based on the size of the heading. So now observe, I'm going to take 6. Okay. So I have taken 6. Just I have to change the names of the headings, as you know. Right. Now see, first one H1 I have taken, next one H2, next one I will take it as H3, next one H4, H5 and H6. As we have opened the tags, we have to close the same tag. H2, H3, H4, H5 and H6. Now observe carefully here. Now I am going to refresh the page. Current output is what, this one. Now I am going to refresh this. Observe clearly. If you observe this one, you can clearly understand that first one is what, H1. When compared to H1 to H6, all these tags are going to be what, for headings only, but H1 is going to have bigger size when compared to H2 to H6. In the same way, H2 is larger than remaining headings and so on. So whatever the size you want, you can select based on your requirement. So this is about heading tags which are from H1 to H6. Okay. Next, basic tag is, if you see any web page, what you are going to see? Generally, you are going to see the concept of web pages. Sorry, paragraphs. You are going to see what? Paragraphs. So now I want to tell you what is the tag that is used to represent a paragraph. There is a tag called as P tag. P represents what? Paragraph. So this P tag offers a way to structure your text in different paragraphs. That means what? If I write, observe carefully, if I am going to write something here and finally I am going to close here. So that indicates what? Here this is one paragraph. Opening tag P and closing tag P indicates whatever the data we are going to write in between open P and open P tag and closed P tag. It indicates it is one paragraph. So here each paragraph of text should go in between what? Open P tag and closing P tag. So now observe here, I am going to take, if you see this one, you can clearly understand that I am having two paragraphs. You can clearly see that because here one P is open, another P is closed. So this is one paragraph. Here one P is open, here one P is closed. So this is another paragraph. So that here I am going to show you or demonstrate. So I think these headings were clear. So in the same document, I will show you all the tags. Now observe, I am going to take which tag? P tag. So just initially I am going to write just P. So see, whenever you are going to write any HTML tag, at the same time you have to, it is recommended to write open tag and close tag. So here just I write one statement. This is paragraph and I am going to copy paste same content multiple times because it is not necessary to write a content here, just the same content I am going to paste it here. So and so on, I am going to copy paste many times here. After that, observe now, same paragraph I am going to take one more time. So but just I will change the starting line. That means what, to say it is a second paragraph, just I am going to keep it number as 2 for suppose. Sorry, right. Now see here. So this is second paragraph and to represent that here I am going to write 2 and here I am going to write 1. Now I am going to save this and I am going to refresh my document. So see now, separate, I have not separated these things, but what I have done, entire first this one I am telling it as it has written inside a square bracket, so that is what, angular bracket P open and P closed. That indicates this is one paragraph and this is what, second paragraph. You can observe clearly it is going to give the space. If let us consider I am not going to write this one in a separate para, for example I am removing this and I am going to remove the this tag also here. Now it indicates what, both are same paragraph. Then let us see how the paragraph is going to be printed. See, is there any space in between the first two lines and next two lines? No, because this entire thing is going to be considered as one paragraph. So this is about paragraph. One more important point I want to tell you. Some may think that, sir, let us consider, sir. Unfortunately, I have not written closed bracket, sir. Closed paragraph, sir. I am refreshing this. Observe now. I am saving this one, Control S, and now I am going to refresh this. Is there any difference? Observe now. I am refreshing this. You can observe that refreshing here. You can see the blinking of this one. So see, I am refreshing this, but is there any change? That means it is not our HTML is not strictly following syntaxes, but whatever it understands, it is going to do that. By seeing the open tag, it understands what? See here, by writing this one, what it understands? It is a paragraph. So if there is a closing tag or not, until the end of that particular line, it is considering as one paragraph. Let us remove this. Observe now. Let us remove this, and I am going to refresh this. So it has printed just like a data, but not a paragraph. Okay. So please remember one point that HTML doesn't follow syntaxes. It is not compulsory. So let us consider in Java, if there is any problem with the syntax, your Java compiler is going to stop you. But here, if the syntaxes is wrong also, just your HTML page will not consider the syntax in whatever the way it understands that. Just it is going to print that. If it's not understanding that, just whatever you have written in that. For example, now see here, in the same line, I will write, here I will write, sorry. Now observe, as a new line, I will write what? Here H1 I am going to write, H1, I am going to write, this is heading. This is heading I am going to write, for suppose. Okay. And now here, for this, I have written only open tag. Okay. And ending, I am going to close this in this way, H1. Now observe what happens. See now, is there any change here? So I'm saving this, observe carefully, I'm saving this and I'm going to change this, refresh this. Is there any change here? No, because it is not understanding what it is. Now I'm going to close this. Now observe what happens. See now, there is a change now. That means what? If it is going to understand it, it is going to perform. If it is not going to understand, it is not going to perform. Suppose I'm going to remove this. But observe carefully here, what happens? Your HTML is going to understand what is this tag. Heading tag, it is not closed. That means what? Until the end of that particular line, it is going to consider as a heading tag. Now I am going to take only closed tag for suppose. Okay. Now observe what happens. See, this is heading is considered. Observe now. This is heading is considered as the just a normal lines, and it is going to be written as a normal thing. So because it is unable to understand, just I have written closed tag, but it is important to write a open tag. If you are not, it is if unfortunately forgot closed tag also, there is no problem, but it is compulsory to write a open tag. By seeing the open tag only, your HTML can understand, your web pages can understand that it is which type of tag. Okay, right. Anyway, so this is about uh, page tag, and also I have explained about the syntax. Here there is no concept of syntactical errors and so on. If it understands the tag, it will print. If it is not understand, it is not going to respond, or it is going to respond in the way in which way it has understood. Okay. Next one, there is one more concept called as break line. Break line is nothing but I have written some line. So see now, just I will, okay, I'm going to write this is a line. After this is a line, I want to print some content. Okay, same content. Now I'm going to write in same line. So I am going to write, observe, in the same line by giving the space, I am going to write it. Now, so let us take it as a paragraph as we are following some tags. So I'm taking in a paragraph, there are two lines. So sorry, there are two sentences, this is line and this is line. Now observe, if I execute this, entire thing is going to be printed in the same line. See, observe, this is line, this is line. But if you want to see, sir, I want to get that line in separate, sir. That means what? This is line has to be printed in separate line. Then, as you know that in C and Java we are having slash n. In the same way here there is a tag called as BR. What is that? BR, which indicates break line. That is nothing but a line break, or we can say it is going to break the line. Now, how it has to be written? So, wherever you want to break the line, for example, here I want to break the line. Just write down BR slash. What is that? BR slash. This is a new type of tag. Till now, we have seen what? We have seen either starting tag or closing tag. But here, if you observe this, this is a separate tag. We can say it as a empty element. So later we can see that what is meant by element, and later we can observe what is meant by empty element also. That means what? This particular element, or sorry, this particular tag has a space. So please don't write anything on the screen, please. Okay. So I think unfortunately you are touching your screen, so that we are getting some annotations here. Okay. Right. So I think this is clear. Break line tag or line break is a tag where it is used to separate the line. That means to break the lines. Now observe, if you observe this, you can get it clearly. So I'm refreshing this. So 1 minute. So here I have written what? A BR. Okay. So what it has to do? It has to break the line. 1 minute. Let us save this. Right. See now. So what happens here? It is going into next line. So you may think that, sir, you have went to next line so that it has printed. Now I'm going to remove this and let us execute the same thing. So now see, if you are going to write any number of lines in the paragraph, it is going to take in a single line. But that means what? Up to this border. If this border reaches, automatically the second line of the paragraph starts from the starting. But see here, you may think that if I write in this way, you may think that two lines are going to be printed, but only one line because space is available for us. But if I write here BR, which indicates break line, observe carefully, which indicates a break line, the line is going to be break here. Okay, right. This is about breaking the line. Okay, so till now we have seen some of the tags. Like, what are the tags we have seen? First one, HTML tag. Second one, head tag. Inside head tag we have seen what? Title tag. After title tag we have seen body tag. Inside body tag we have seen heading tags. After that, paragraph tag, and we have seen break line tag. Now let us see about centering the content in a page. Just if you are going to see till now, the text has been started from where? Left side. That means what? Starting of the page, which indicates left side. From left side we are going to do that. But now I want to keep some content in the center of the page. So for that, what I am going to do? I am going to have a tag called as center. So let us see that. So now I will take first one as one paragraph. Observe now. This one has one paragraph and second line as second paragraph. So this is paragraph. For example, this is paragraph. I'm going to take in a first line, and now this is going to be second paragraph. I will write this is second paragraph. Okay, right. So now here I am going to open a tag. Now observe carefully. So what happens if I execute in this way? These two are going to be printed with a space. You can observe clearly. These are going to be printed by a space because first one is one paragraph and second one is one paragraph. Now observe, I want to print second paragraph as a center, in a center of the web page. So I'm going to use a tag called as center. So you know that center means it is going to take the content whatever we have written inside a center tag to the center of the web page. Okay, now observe here. So see now, where your second paragraph is printed here, in the center of the, what I can center means what? So here we are having entire screen. We are having, if we compare entire screen, this is the center of the page. Okay, not center of the page, entire page. In this row, in this row, it is what? It is a center. So if you want to print the center content in the center, we have to use a tag called as what? Center tag. Now let us take one more tag called as horizontal lines. So that means what? Generally, if you are going to see a BR, what it has done? Break the line. Now I am going to talk about HR. Observe carefully. This is also important. Just a tag, HR tag, which can be treated as horizontal lines. Here I am going to take two paragraphs same in this way only, but I am going to use what? HR slash. What is that? HR slash, and I am going to write one more paragraph here. Sorry. Let us save this, and I'm going to exit here. What happens? In between the two paragraphs, we are going to get what? A horizontal line. Which line we are going to get? A horizontal line. So if you want to get horizontal line in between the paragraphs or any data in the web page, we have to use a tag called as what? HR. HR indicates horizontal. HR indicates what? Horizontal. Why we are using this HR tag? It is for horizontal line in between the any of the data or any of the paragraphs in the web page. So this is about the concept of what is that? Horizontal lines. Next, we may have something that, sir, I want, if I see here, sir, I have written two paragraphs, sir. So sorry, two lines, sir. Observe now. I am going to delete this, and I told you that, sorry, I told you that, sir, in my paragraphs, I have written two lines. If I write in this way also, what happens? Observe now. If I write in this way also, what happens? Your paragraph will not take these two as separate lines. Observe now. Because as, see, observe this case, important case. Now see here what happens. Sir, I have written in two lines. Why it is going to come in a single line? Yes, in a paragraph. If the line after the data, if there is any empty space until this point, until the end of that particular row, the data is going to be taken in single line only. But sir, whatever the way I have written here, as it is, I want to get it out, sir. As it is, I want to get. So now just there is a tag called as preserve tag. What is that? Preserve tag. So the tag is nothing but PRE tag. That means what? Inside PRE, listen carefully. Inside PRE, whatever the way you are going to write, in the same way it is going to print out. So observe carefully. Just I don't want to say this type of things. As you know, functions in our what is that? Python or sorry, Java or C language. So in the same way, I'm going to write. For example, I'm going to write void main. So whatever the way I'm going to write here, in the same way it has to print out, print as it is. Okay, right now observe. So I'm going to take what? Void main, and here I want to take some parameter, for example, int a, and as it is, it has to print. Observe, and here just I am going to print a message. So here just I'm going to take print hi, and now I'm going to close it. Now observe carefully here what happens. Preserve. Whatever the style I have given to you has to be preserved. Now observe. Now what happens? Whatever the way I have given, in the same way it has printed. So the meaning of PRE is what? A preserve. Whatever the way I have given the text, in the same way the style is going to be preserved, and in the same way it is going to print out. Okay, on the web page. So this is about PRE tag. In the same way, if I write same thing, observe P tag. What happens? Observe. All the 1, 2, 3, 4 lines are going to be, will be in the same line. Observe now. See what happens? All are in the same single line. But Sir, I want to get the data in the way that whatever the way I have written in say I have written in four different lines. So I want to get in four different lines only. If you say that, please use a tag called as preserve. So I think you have observed the difference between those two. Right. Next, one more important tag is there because these are the generally used tags. Sometimes you may think that, sir, I don't want to break something, sir. For example, here void main is there. Compulsory this void main has to be printed in the same line only. As the line is ended, it should not print in second line. Okay, let I will show you the things that I am going to write a paragraph for suppose. I have to take a bigger data here so that you can understand clearly. So I want to tell you what this is paragraph. Sorry, this is which example we are going to take non-breaking spaces. This is non-breaking spaces example. So same content I am going to copy and paste. Please observe carefully. It is very important. So now I'm going to copy and paste this. Now I'm saving this and I will execute so that I can understand. So now see it has not ended. I want to end this line. So just I will write one more thing and I'm saving this. Now observe carefully. After ending, whenever the cursor coming to the end of this, here the data is not sufficient so that it is coming here. That means what? After this is, whatever you are going to write is printing here. Now my concept is here is sufficient here. That means what is can be placed here. But what my view is wherever this is printed, that means what is and now non has to be printed combinedly. That means if is printed here, non also has to be printed beside that. Or if non is printed here, is has to be printed here itself. This is my requirement. That means what? Once again, I'm repeating. What non-breaking spaces? That means what? These two should not break each other. These two should not be separated. Directly, if I want to say, this is and non. For in this example, is and non should not be separated. So that what I have to use non-breaking spaces. Sir, how it is going to be done? There is a special thing is there that is nothing but at the rate NBSP. NB is nothing but non-breaking, SP is nothing but a space. So see, observe now, I'm going to change, make a small modification here. Observe now. So I'm going to write here. What is that? I told you ampersand NBSP. NBSP. Now observe what happens here. If I write this one and executing this. So is there any change here? No change. So observe carefully here. Sorry, I have to place some semicolon. Sorry. So now observe. 1 minute. So I have written where this is ampersand NB. I have written here. Now my concept is here. What I want to print is and non in the same line without having any separation between them. So now wait, please wait 1 minute. Here, let us check what happens. So, okay. Okay, let us see this. So if I take here, next line I will take 1 minute. Here I will take it. Let us check. So now observe here. Without taking this, I will show you. Without taking this, I will show you. Observe. See what happens. Here there is no space. No, let for suppose this is here I am taking something non-breaking spaces. See what it is going to give you some space in between these two, so that these are going to be combined together here. That is here in these cases in the cases where you don't want the client browser to break the text. That means what? I don't want the text to be broken as a separate parts. Then you have to use what? Ampersand NB semicolon instead of normal space. Here what? I don't want to break these two texts separately. So that I'm going to use what? ampersand NBSP semicolon, which indicates what is that? Which indicates non-breaking spaces. This is about some of the important tags we have seen. Now, coming to basic concepts, basic tags we have completed. Just I want to show you what are the tags we have completed till now. So one thing I want to tell you that it may be coding or it may be scripting. Compulsory if you practice them only you will get it. Otherwise, just if you listen it, it is very easy to learn, but unable to remember which tag is going to perform what. So what we have seen now, till now, first one is HTML. Next one is head tag. Inside head tag, we have seen what? Title tag. After title tag, we have seen what? So that is what body tag we have seen. After for sample, we have seen heading tags H1 to H6. Okay. After that, we have seen paragraph tag. And after that, I think we have seen line break, BR, backslash here we have seen. And also we have seen HR tag, horizontal line. And next we have seen some center tag. So finally, we have seen that. Sorry, one more tag we have seen. I think preserve tag we have seen, and finally ampersand NBSP semicolon. This indicates what? Non-breaking spaces. So if you observe all these things here, many of the tags are going to have what is that? A closing tag, but some are not having. Let us see the concept of element. So what is meant by element and what is meant by tag? Let us see. So how? Let us see here. This one angular brackets, and I'm going to close the paragraph. So just in between, I am going to write paragraph. What is the meaning of this? So this is somewhat theoretical concept. Observe now. So here, this is an element. This is an element. How you can say this is an element? It is defined by a starting tag. So here there is a starting tag. That means I have started defining the element. So if the element contains other content, so this is a content which is going to be contained by your element, and it is going to end by what? Closing tag. So this entire thing is going to called as what? Element. Observe now. This entire thing is called as what? Element. So in an element, what we are going to have? We are going to have start tag or open tag, and we are having some content. Okay. And lastly, we are going to have some closing tag. Okay. Or we can say, as I have written here, start tag, I'm going to write it as a end tag. So this is about what? An element. An element is nothing but it is going to contain what? Open tag, start tag, end tag, and also the content in between them. Sir, we have also seen about tag, sir. Can you differentiate between tag and element? Yes. So we are having some, you may get some a confusion between tag and element. Here, an element is defined. Already I told you that tag means what? It may be starting tag or it may be ending tag. But if you are going to if you are talking about any element, that element is nothing but what? It is defined. The element is going to be defined by starting tag. If the element contains any content here, that is nothing but paragraph is a content in this example. So it ends with what? Closing tag. If there is no, observe carefully. Here I am starting a tag and there is some content for this element. So compulsory what has to be there? End has to be there. So in the same way, I can also take what? I can also take nested elements also. That means what? So see, observe here, I am going to write paragraph. Sorry, just I will take one small example here to demonstrate nested. So I am having the concept of body here. Okay. And inside this, observe, I'm going to take h1 tag. I'm going to take what? H1 tag. And in the same body, I'm going to take P tag. Okay, paragraph tag. So if you observe this, how many elements are there and what are those elements? First element is what? Body, starting tag, ending tag. And inside this element, this can be considered as some content. And again, these are what? This is nothing but one element where there is a starting tag, content is there, and close it tag. In the same way, this is also one more element where starting tag is there, content is there, and closing tag is there. So finally, I can say by showing this example that This is nested element. Okay, right. So, if I want to tell you very clearly, sir, okay, sir, but can you show me clearly? Yes, I will show you clearly. So, observe there is a some style for stylish tags are there, style tags are there. I will take one style tag among that. That is disease. I want to make it as a bold. So there is a B is there. This is tag. I want to write what? This is tag. Now observe carefully here. What happens? There is an element. There is an element. This is start tag. This is end tag. And inside this element, what is there? This is start tag. This is end tag. So this is an element inside this element. So I can say that this is what a nested element. So I think you have understood what is meant by element and what is meant by nested element. Okay. Now, so we have seen some of the important tags, and we have seen what is meant by element, and we have seen what is the difference between tag and element. So don't think that because some basic concepts you have to understand later. After understanding the basic definitions, I will again show you the tags. Now, attributes, very important thing. Till now we have seen what? Just a tag. By seeing this, what you can understand? Okay, this is paragraph tag. Whenever we require a paragraph, we have to use this tag. But there is a concept of attributes which will give you additional information about the tag, which is going to give you what? Additional information about the tag. For suppose, see, just I will show you the example here, and I will execute the same thing in our browser. I am taking this P only, that is nothing but paragraph. Alignment is there. So now see, what is the tag name here? P tag. And I am going to write something inside this tag, which is called as what? Attribute. So now align is an attribute. I'm going to write something here and I'm going to close a P here. So just the same statement I will type you and I'm going to execute here. Observe now carefully. So just I will remove this. Right now observe. Now here I'm going to take a paragraph and it has to align. For example, I will take it as a right side or center. Okay, first I will take it as right. The meaning of this one is what? By seeing P, you can understand what? Yes, they are talking about paragraph. Okay, right. Next, anyway, it is a paragraph, but additional information I am telling to that by passing an attribute. Sir, what is that additional information we are passing? Please align the paragraph to which side? Right side. Let us see that what happens here. This is paragraph I am going to take. Uh, Now let us see what happens. See now, I'm going to take somewhat more lines here. Okay, now I'm saving this. Just I'm going to refresh the HTML page. Observe. So now what happens? Paragraph has aligned to which side? Right side. Now, sir, I want center, sir. That means what? Here, my concept is not telling the align about the align, but I want to tell you about the concept of attribute. So here, because of attribute, what is going to be happened? So P indicates a tag. P is a tag which tells us it is a paragraph, and I'm going to have additional. I'm going to have what? Additional information, that is nothing but by passing the parameter. This is a parameter. By passing this parameter, what I have understood, the paragraph has to be printed at the center. Okay. In the same way, we are having some core important attributes are there. So just I will demonstrate here later. Whenever we are using it, you will understand, because I don't want to waste the time now, because in future we will use all those. First one is, just remember this. First one is ID. ID is one of the important attribute. Next one, title. Title is one of the important attribute, and class and style. So these are the important core attributes which are going to be seen in further examples. So just remember these things. So ID attribute is what? If you want to give any identity for any particular tag, we are going to use what term? ID. For example, so here there are many students are there. S1, general example S2, S3, S4, all these are students. But I want to uniquely identify a student. So just I'm going to give a name for that particular person. Now if I call Hari, who is going to respond? S1. That means the ID attribute can be used to uniquely identify any element. So if you want to identify any element uniquely, just I am going to give you what? ID. In the same way, there is a title tag. In the same way, title means what? As you have seen that. So this attributes gives a suggested title. That means what? For any particular element, if you want to give a title, then I am going to give you what? A title attribute. So don't worry about this. Just in future I will tell you. But as we are discussing about this attribute concept, I am telling you about these core attributes. Coming to class, so anyway, while seeing the concept of CSS, we will use this class attribute. So style also, these both are related to your CSS. So whenever we are going to see the concept of CSS, I will explain in detail about what is the use of class attribute and what is the use of style attribute. So these are the four important core attributes. Right. Now, next, from now onwards, just I will go only with tags. So the basic definitions of HTML are completed. Now observe carefully. So everything will be written here. Just I will tell you what is the use of that, and I'm going to do that. So from here onwards, there is no theoretical content. Now observe here, just and now I want to talk about formatting. What is meant by formatting? So before going to that, just we have to. So already I think you know about the concept of MS Word. Just I want to show you that, then it will be very easy for you to understand. So see this MS Word. So what is the use of MS Word? So here I am going to write this is for HTML. I have written this is for HTML. So if you observe this, sir, all are looking in the same way, sir. Is there any difference? No. But I want to highlight HTML, sir. So that in how many ways we can highlight this, format this. So observe this. B is there for what? Bold. I is there for what? Italic. You and some line is there under you. There is nothing but underline. This is what? Strike through. You can see here. The names also you can observe here. If you keep the cursor on this, you can get some names like what? So what is the use of that? Subscript. You can clearly observe. You are going to get the names of that. And here also, if you place this superscript, that means what? All these are used for formatting the text. What is that? Formatting the text. Formatting the text is nothing but giving the different styles for the text. Okay. Anyway, as you observe here, same things I am going to explain now. Bold, next one italic, next one underline, next one strike through, subscript, superscript. All these I will tell you. Just I will show you in same one example only. So I want to highlight paragraph here. I want to bold it. There is a tag called as what? B. So B tag is there for what? Bolding the text. So now whatever the things I am going to tell you are what? For formatting purpose. So now you can observe clearly what happens here. If I refresh this, see here which one is bolded here? This paragraph. Because I applied what? Bold. For second paragraph, I want to apply italic because I am telling in the same order. If you see this, observe now. If you see this after bold, what is there? Italic. After that, what is there? Underline. In the same order, I will tell you. Okay. Right. Now I want to format this by having the I tag. So I means what? Italic. So remember that all your computer applications will interlinked for any formatting types. So now I'm comparing with your MS Word and HTML. So now what I have written? I tag. Now if I go and refresh the document, you can observe clearly this paragraph is going to be what? Italic. Third one, what I told you, underline. Okay. So that just I want to show you that underline for next paragraph. One more word is there. That is what? Paragraph. So for that, I'm going to have a tag called as what? U tag. So U tag. So just observe clearly. So now I'm going to refresh this. So I'm going to get what? Underline for paragraphs. So next one, what you have seen? strike through or striking the text. So here you can observe 1, 2, 3 are completed. Next one is what? Strike through or striking the text. For that, I am having a tag called as strike. What is the tag name? Strike. So I will strike the fourth. I think there is one more paragraph here. I will strike that. Okay. I will strike this one. So strike is a tag. So I want to strike only this one. So this has to be closed. Right. Now observe clearly. So if you observe this, in the same example, I have shown you four different types of formatting tags. First one is bold. Second one is what? Paragraph. Second one is, second one is what? I tag. Next one is U tag. And this one is strike tag. These are the basic formatting. And now, after that, what we are having subscript and superscript. This is what? Subscript. And this is what? Superscript. So after explaining that, I will go for one more important tag. For subscript, I am having a sub tag. What is that? Sub tag. Sir, generally where we are going to use this what is that? Uh, Subscripts are right now. See, x2. I want to write what? X2, and this 2 has to be subscript. Okay, what it has to be? Subscript. So just for this 2, what I am going to write? Sub tag. So observe the content. For 2, I am going to write what? Sub tag. Now observe carefully. It is going to be printed where? So see, it is what? A subscript. Now I want to write x square. X square I want to write. That means what? It is going to be considered as superscript. So I have to write what? SUP. It is what? A SUP tag. Okay. Now observe here. Same 2 is going to be as a power. It is a superscript. So it will be clear. Okay. So it is what? A superscript. So these are what I'm doing here. I am formatting the text. And now I told you that one more important is there. That is nothing but a monospaced font. So I'm going to change this paragraph as with the monospaced tag. That is nothing but TT. The tag name is what? TT. So I'm going to change that. Observe this. Uh, Instead of this, I'm going to place what? TT. So TT is a tag for monospaced. In the name it says what? Mono. That means what? Everything will be of same size. Mono, single size or single spaced. So see the difference here. If you observe this one, all looks like same. So see, observe this P and this P and this P and this P. So all are is going to have what? The size of each character is same. So observe this P here. So this is having this much size. If you go to A here, same size we are going to have. Observe that clearly. Same size. If you talk about T here, what is the size it is going to take? Somewhat bigger. If I am going to talk about I, somewhat lesser. You can observe this space. But if you take any character in this C, observe this size and go to G, same size you are going to have. Same space we are going to have. That means the space for a character will be same in monospaced font. Again, I'm repeating. If you see any other text, it is better example to understand. Here the T is having different space and I is having less space and H is having medium space in this or same space as H. And coming to S, it is somewhat lesser when compared to T. Now, but if you see any of these, I am taking P, same size, same space, all are having same spaced. So that I am going to call it as what? Monospaced. What is that? Monospaced. Now, one important concept is there, but you may not understand that clearly. Reason is, observe now, I am going to remove all the tags to make you understand. So there are two tags. One is insert text, another one is delete text. Okay, just I will remove this so that you have to understand that. So in the name it says what? Insert, delete. That means the elements, the content has to be deleted, the content has to be inserted. So I'm going to write clearly here what is the use of delete and insert. Now observe. Here I want to delete this paragraph. Okay, right? I want to delete this paragraph. So that what I am going to write DL. Okay. Now the paragraph will be removed because I have written what? Delete. Now, okay, you are deleting this. Then, why you are deleting? I want to insert some other thing. That is nothing but I want to insert. This is an example. For example, this is example. I want to write example. So instead of that paragraph, now what happens? You can observe. So see this. What happens? Paragraph is underlined. So, but don't think that U and DL are same. While you are going to talk about, right, just you also I will write here so that it will be clear for you. Here I am going to differentiate between U tag and insert and delete tag. Now observe here. Sorry, I think it is not U tag. It is strike through tag. So I think strike tag is there. Next, here also strike tag. Now observe strike tag. What strike tag is going to do? Just it is going to strike paragraph. But what delete is going to do? Delete is going to, whenever I want to overwrite something, just I'm going to strike that particular word and I'm going to write a new word aside. That is the meaning of delete and insert. So strike means what? Just it is we are going to strike it off. But delete and insert are what? Here I am going to strike this one and instead of that I am inserting this one so that you can observe the same concept here. Observe, sorry, observe here. So same thing, strike and insertion. This is just a strike. Okay, these two are, this is deletion, and if you're deleting is what you want to insert. Example, while inserting I'm highlighting this because instead of this I am writing this. Okay, so this is about what insert and delete. Just what we are seeing. Just we are seeing formatting the text. That means what? Changing the font in by bolding that or by having some style, italic style or subscript, superscript, and so on. Now, if you see the same, that is what MS Word. Now, I will show you some other content, some other options here in MS Word. So see here, what is the use of this? I will place this. Observe now. Grow font. Grow font. That means what? Increase the size of a font. Now observe here. If I am going to select some text and if I am going to click on that one, the size is going to be increased. If I am going to click on this, what happens? The size is going to be decreased. Okay. So if you keep on this, you can understand that. Observe now once. Okay, if you keep on this, you are going to get some name. Shrink font. That means what? Size has to be shrinked. That is nothing but decrease the size. For these two, I am having two tags. One is big, another one is small. So just observe the tag here. Big tag. Big tag increases what? Size. So big tag. And now see, just I will write for this tag, I am going to write, sorry, for this paragraph, I am going to write small. So two tags, one is big tag, another one is small tag. Right now observe what happens. So observe the difference. So now see all these signs are same, but now observe what happens. This is bigger. This is bigger when compared to all, remaining text. In the same way, if you observe this particular one, what happens? The size of this one is less when compared to others. So this is about the concept of what I can say, formatting the text. So we have seen many tags for formatting the text. So if you have any doubts, you can send me a message to the chat box. Till now, we have discussed the tags. Okay, these are the very important tags because in general we are using these tags. Okay, someone may have some doubt that sir, it's okay. This is about tag. Each and every tag is going to have some speciality. But now I want to write a comment, sir, because I want to tell people that this is the explanation of the tag, for example, sir. So how to write the comments? So in our HTML, we can comment. We are having what? Single line comment by having this one is what? Exclamatory mark, and we can have two hyphens. And here I can say what? This is comment. So if it is a comment, your HTML is not going to bother about that. It is only for user purpose. Completed. This is a comment. If I execute the same content here, is there any change here? There will be no change. This is for what? Readability purpose. Those who are seeing this code, they can understand clearly that. So otherwise, this is body tag. Just to make you understand, just I'm writing what? This is a. So please wait. Sorry. Sorry, sir, for disturb. Charging level, sir. Sorry. Okay, no problem. Right. Okay. Right. Let us see that. So now this is a, okay. Here, if you understand that I'm writing what this is body. So what is the use of writing this one? The programmer or the those who are going to read this one, those who are going to read this code, they can understand easily. What is the use? What is this? You may not understand. I have written what? This is body. And I want to tell about this tag also. Just I'm going to write what? One more comment saying what? This is starting off. See here. This is starting off a head tag. Just as this is a comment, because of writing these things, we are not going to, our code is not going to be, what I can say, there is no problem for your code. It is not going to, these particular tag comments are not going to be considered. Just it is only for the readability purpose. That means what? The persons who are going to read your code will easily understand your HTML code. So I'm talking about what till now? I'm talking about single line comment. Sir, I am having multiple lines, sir. For example, multiple line comment is there. So how to write that, sir? Nothing is there. Just to keep here enter. For suppose I'm telling, I'm going to write here what? Second line. And here I'm going to write, for example, third line. Okay. Right. I'm going to end this. Let us see what happens if I do in this way. So observe now. Just I am refreshing this. Is there any change here? No. That means what? If you want to write multi-line comments also, just open your angular bracket and write down exclamatory mark and two hyphens and write down your comment. So while closing, you can close it in the same line or in multiple lines also. And we are having many other tags like we can say conditional comments are there, which is not necessary now. So just these two comments are enough for you. Okay. And also if you want to talk in detail, there is one more tag called as comment. Okay. What is the tag? Comment tag. Sir, what is meant by comment tag, sir? So I don't want to print something in my, see here, just I am going to write comment here. So there is a tag called as comment. So here I am going to write comment. In a paragraph, in a paragraph, I don't want to print something. I want to define or explain about the paragraph. So just I am going to write what? This is paragraph and paragraph is going to be commented by using a tag called as what? Comment. Now observe, let us see what happens for this paragraph. Observe carefully. So what happens here? Uh, this paragraph is going to be, observe, commented. This is here the size is going to be changed. What I have written here, comment. So if you are, that means sometimes some browsers may not support this. Don't worry. So this is a comment tag. I think did I make any mistake? No. Generally, what has to be happened whenever I am using a comment tag, compulsory this particular what I can say paragraph will not be printed. Okay, but here in this browser it is printing, but generally it will not be printed. So observe now, all the tags may not work in all the browsers. Example, this one. Right, now let us come to our interesting part of our tags, image tag. So till now we have talked, we have discussed about text, that is what formatting the text. Now let us, after that we have discussed comments. Now let us talk about the concept of inserting images. So for that, just I will take, there is a tag called as IMG. So I will remove all other cases here. Just I want to talk only about what is that? I want to talk only about which tag? IMG tag. So just IMD tag is nothing but image tag. Whenever we want to insert some image, so just I want to tell here, so just I want to write a paragraph to tell that image. This is image. So this is image, right? Now observe my printing tag. Sorry, what tag? Paragraph tag is ended here. Now I want to insert an image. There is a tag called what? Image tag is there. Observe carefully. Now what I am going to do? It is an image. Sir, from where I want to take? Please give that source. Source means what? From where I have to take? SRC is nothing but source. Please give me one image name. Observe carefully. Now clearly here. What is the name of this one? Sample. Sample.html. Where it is present on my desktop. Observe now. If you see this one, if you see this one, where is my file here? On my desktop. Okay. So that the file is also on desktop here. So that I have to take the in the same location, or I have to mention the location. But to not to make the thing complex, I am taking the, so if you are going to confuse, just I will take the name as PIC. Okay. So in the same location we have to place if I am going to take directly the name. Now see, if you observe this, just I will let us see what is the name of this one first. Pic.jpg. Okay. Now I am going to take this and source. What is the image you want to take? Pic.jpg. JP. So let us see once again. Okay, I think JPG only. JPEG for example. So this is the one I am going to take. For example, sir, let us consider, sir, the image is not there, sir. Then what has to be printed, sir? Just test, or I can say no image found. What I want to print? No image found. Let us execute this so that you will get an idea about how to insert an image. So see, no image found. It is going to give me what, sir? That image is there. No, why it is going to come? Let us see that. What is this image name? JPEG only. But generally here we have to pass PNG one. What is that? PNG images. So just I will open and save it with .png. So just I will save as, what is that? Pick one. I will take it as pick1.png. Okay. Or better here I will take PNG. But now observe. So just I will pass this extension pick1. So observe pick1.jpg. I'm removing this because some browsers may take only some particular formats. Anyway, let us see this what happens. So now observe here, I got an image. The meaning of this one is, sir, what is the meaning here? When I am inserting an image, here only one opening tag is that there is no closing tag. I can say this one as a self-closing tag or empty tag. Okay. So now observe here, IMG is a tag which is used to for what? To insert an image, sir. What I have to insert, sir? The source of, that means the path of that particular image is going to be mentioned by writing an attribute called as SRC. So source is what? Pick1 not image. I have not written any address. That meaning is what? I have not written any path. That means what? C colon or D colon new folder. I have not written anything because wherever my file is present in the same way. So see here, where my file is present on the desktop, where the image is present on the desktop. So no need of writing that. Okay, no need of writing any address. If the pic is or if the image is present anywhere else, then I have to write the address here, path here. Anyway, alternative, that means what? If this pic is not found, then alternatively, what has to be print? No image found. So on my desktop, pic2.png is not there. So clearly you can see this type of things in your web pages generally. So see this symbol indicates what? That image is not found. So alternate to that particular image, this has to be printed. I have written in my code so that it is going to be printed. Okay. Right. This is about what? Image, IMG tag. But now see, sir, till now you told that image is present in the same location, sir. So let us copy the same this one and let us paste in a new folder. For example, I'm going to create one new folder here. That means some location. I don't want to keep a bigger name. Just I'm going to place it as A. And inside this, I'm going to place pick1 and I'm changing the name as pick2. Now observe carefully. Now I want to access this pick2. Okay. And here I have changed my code as pick2 only. But where it is present, I want to see that address. Okay. Now see where it is present in properties. You can observe where it is. It is inside C. Sorry, 1 minute. C users, and this is the path. Okay, just I'm copying that one, and here I'm going to paste that. So now what happens here in before example? What I have done only directly. I have taken the pick in the same location, but now I am going to take what the address, the location where my HTML file is present. So that is what I have done. So where my HTML file is present, present is different location. You would observe users 3 desktop A, and in that I have taken pic2. You may get some doubts, sir. Is it correctly taken from that folder? Okay. For your doubt, I am going to change this name as pic3. I'm changing the name as what? Pic3. Now observe, just I will refresh this one. What your code is trying to do, it is going to see user 3 desktop and A folder, and it is checking for what? Pic2. But is there any pic2 in that folder now? No, because I have changed the name. So that what happens? No image found. Okay, no image found we got. So that if I make it as again pic3, I will get correct answer, correct image here. Okay, right. So that means what? If you want to insert an image where your HTML file is present, no need of writing any, what is that? Path here. Just write down the name of the picture or image. No, no, sir. My image is present in another location. My HTML is present in some other location. Then it is recommended to write the path. In this way, you have to write. Sir, okay, sir. See, sir, this is, I think this image is very smaller, sir, or very larger, sir. I want to increase or decrease the image width or height, sir. Then what I have to do, sir? Right. Then we are having, so just I don't want to write all this. Just I will take pic1.png, which is present on my desktop. Now, I want to do what? I want to increase or decrease the size of what image. For that, I am having the concept of two attributes. One is width. What is that? Width. So generally, width and height are going to be in numbers. Just I am going to take some width and some height so that you can understand the difference. So width and height, I am going to take it as both as 100. Okay, for suppose. So now see, observe the image. So if you observe the image, how much it is somewhat, I don't know correct exact length, but if you execute this is 100 by 100 image. Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Change it a height as 200. 200 for suppose. So now see, you can observe clearly the difference. See, 200. And width is what? 100. Okay. So I have shown you how many attributes here in the image tag. First one is as what is that? Source tag, from where the pic has to be taken. Next, ALT tag. ALT tag means what? Alternate. If the pic is not found, what has to be printed? Next, width tag. Sorry, not tag. Sorry, attribute. Width attribute to specify the width of an image. And height tag. Height tag means what? It is going to specify the height of the tag, height of the picture. Now I'm going to remove this. Observe. Let us see what happens. So observe. So what happens? Automatically, it's going to take both width and height as same. Let us change this one and observe. So what happens? The size and height and width are going to be same. Okay, right. Now, sir, okay, sir, image is good. Sir, what, sir? There is no border here. I want to keep some border, sir. So there is an attribute called as border. BORDER is an attribute. So where I am going to talk about this border, inside which tag I am talking about? IMG tag. So this border is going to be given to whom? For the image only. For the image only. Okay, 1 minute. Okay, right. Now let us see this. I am going to keep the border. So I want to tell you, sir, which border? What is the what I can say width of that particular border? Okay, first I will show you by taking one. Okay, just I am taking it as a one. Let us see what happens. If I take one, what happens? Light border, very thin border, we got it here. By default, observe, by default, if I am not going to take any border, observe once please. If I am not going to take any border, is there any border here? Observe, there is no border here, there is no line here. That means what? Default thickness of your border is what? Zero. Sir, I want more thickness, sir. Okay, just to observe, to make you clear, I'm going to take size as what? 3. Now you can clearly observe the difference here. So see, the border is what? Sir, okay, sir, make somewhat bigger, thicker. So I'm going to make it as what? 5. Now see, it will be very clear. So this is nothing but what? Border. So observe one thing. I want to tell you a clear thing that some of the tags may not work in all the browsers. That means what? For example, there is some tag. Previously, I have shown you some comment tag. It has not worked in this particular browser. It may work in other browsers, but the tag is defined by your HTML. Okay, the tag is there, but your browser is not going to uh, identify that. Okay, so in your browser, it is not going to work. Okay, right. Let us try. The image is printed in the left side of my page. Let us try for alignment. Let us try aligning to right side. Let us check whether it works or not. Yes, it is working. So alignment, that means what? If you want to print the image wherever you want, so aligning can be left, right, and center. Okay, right. So is it working center? No. Why it is not working? So the image, okay, let us decrease the size here for suppose. Okay, the center may not work here because it is working only left and right. Image can be placed only in left and right. Okay, so you can, sir, what sir here? Only why these two are going to be used. So by default, image always aligns to the left, as you have seen in before example. But whenever you want to align, that means what? Whenever you want to keep that particular image right or center, we have to use align. Sir, here the center may not work in our browser, but there is a center alignment is there. You can use a center tag also. Okay, right. And this is about image one. Now, very important and regularly used thing. I am talking about tables. It's very, very important. So, image is completed. Next, I am talking about what? Tables. So, quickly, I will do this because uh, now you know what is meant by a tag and what is meant by an attribute. So, now I will be little bit faster. Okay. Table. So, if you see a table, generally what is going to be happen? Table contains two things. Okay. Table contains what? Two things. What are those two things? One is column, rows and columns. First one is what? Rows, and second one is what? Columns. And where the data is going to be present, if there is a row and column, if you see table here, observe here, I'm going to take a small table. This is a table. This is first row. Okay, this is first row. This is second row, and so on. 4 rows are there, and this is first column, second column, and third column. So these are columns. You are going to write the data here. Okay, right. Now to create a table, I am going to have a tag called as 1 minute. Okay, I am going to have a tag called as table tag. What is the tag? That table tag is there. Okay, and if you want to, sir, I don't want any border, sir. But if you are not going to apply any border here, zero border will be taken. So for our understanding, I am going to take border as 2. That means what? Your table is going to have border as what? 2. So I have opened the table tag and I'm going to close the table tag. In between this, whatever you want to perform inside a table has to be written. So what I have done, table tag is what? With a, there is a, I am going to create a table with border 2. Inside a table, what has to be there? Rows has to be there. To create a rows, I am going to use tr, table row, or row in a table. So in a row in a table, what has to be there? First, I have to mention that. In a first row, what I have to be there? What has to be there? Observe this. In this first row, I want three elements, three data. For example, I want to insert 1, 2, and 3. I want to insert this for suppose. Here also, what I have to write to insert the same thing. For example, I am going to write ONE1 and next TWO2 and THRE3. I want to write the same thing. Then what I have to do means every data has to be written inside a tag called as TD. What is that? TD. So just what I have written 1 and I'm going to close this TD. Now in the same way, how many I want? 3 columns I want, so that you have to write the data directly, data, no need of mentioning column. Automatically whenever you are going to write the data, it is going to be taken inside a column, right? 2 I have taken and finally I am going to take 3. Now what happens, tell me here, I have created a table and I have created one row and I am having how many elements in that, how many columns in that? 3. So first I will show you this one, what happens. Observe now. So see only, so how this border is going to be given for us? Because of border. If I am going to remove border, let us see what happens. I will remove this. Okay. I'm going to remove this and saving this and I'm executing. Is there any border for your table? No. Observe now. So if I select this, it is going to seem like a normal text. So it is recommended to place. It is recommended to place what? Some border. It may be 1 or 0 or 3 or 5. Now, sir, I want to insert second row, sir. Copy as it is. Copy as it is. And in the same table you want to build. So that in the same table, I have to write second row. To make difference, I am going to write what? This is 4 and this is 5 and lastly this is 6. Right, completed. Now, if you see your table, you are going to have 2 rows, and in first row we are having what? 3 table data. TD is nothing but table data. How many data are present here? TD. First, this is first column or first table data, second table data, third table data. Where this data is present inside first row. This is first row. And what about second row? What about second row? Your second row is going to have how many? Second row is having also 3 data. For suppose, sir, let us consider, sir, second row is having only, sorry, second row is having only 2 columns, sir. Then what happens, sir? Now observe what happens. So first row will have 3 and second row will have only 2. So observe this carefully. Okay. So the way you want to number of columns and number of rows can be decided by you. Table, to create a table, what is the tag I am going to use? See, observe here, this is table tag. To create a row, tr, table row. To create a column or a table data in a table, then I have to use what? TD. There is no TC to represent table column. There is TD. Sir, okay, sir, all these are okay, but I want to keep some header, sir. That means what, sir? What is this, sir? What is the name of this row? What is the, sorry, what is the name of this column? What is the name of this column? What is the name of this column? I want to know, sir. So observe now. Just I will replace this one also. Now see, I'm going to keep here 6. Now I want to keep the names for that. So for that I have to use heading. Heading. Okay, that, sir, what is meant by heading, sir? Just here I will tell you. Here just I am writing what this is serial number, this is roll number, and this is name. So what will be there under this? 1, 2, 3, or 1, 2, 3, and what will be there here in this one? In roll number, for example, my roll number is 10, your roll number is 20, and other roll number is 12. And what is there here? Names will be there. Hari, for example, Shiva and Venu. In this way, I am talking about this heading. This is called as heading. So for your data, this is a heading or attribute name or field name. So that if you want to get this, what I have to do, sir? There is a tag called as th. What is that? Th. So one thing, observe that where this header is also table head is also present. This table heading also is present where in the table only as a first row, as a first row. So that write down that, take one more row, take one more row and change this td as th. So th indicates heading of the table. Td indicates data of the for the table or table data. Now observe here, just I will keep, for suppose I am going to keep row 1, column 1 I want to keep the name as, and this one I want to name it as column 2, and here I want to name it as column 3. Now observe, it will be very clear to you if you observe this one. Yes, see now. So automatically you know that table headings always will be in bold in general. So by default it is going to give me in bold. Headings are going to be in bold. Okay, sir, everything is okay. See, observe here. If you observe all the things here, I am going to zoom this. Observe clearly. If you observe all this, see what is the size of this box. It is dependent upon the number of characters present. What is the size of this? Only ONE. The sufficient space required for ONE is here. But see this one, THREE. The size is very larger. So in this column, last column, which one is having? I'm having three data. One is header, sorry, one is heading. That is nothing but COL3, and second one is THRE3, and third one is SIX6. Among these three, which one is having highest number of characters? Second one. Okay, there is nothing but 3. So that whatever the space required by the 3 will be given both for COL3 and SIX6. So see, SIX6 is sufficient up to here only, but the space is going to be wasted here. Now what I am talking about? I am talking about cell padding and cell spacing. Let us see, there are two things. So you can observe here clearly. What is padding? First I will show you padding, later I will show you about spacing. For table I want to make this. So the name is what? Cell padding. Okay. So you can understand, you can observe what is meant by cell padding here. Just I will keep it as 5. First observe the table here. First observe this table. After that I will refresh this. Observe this table. Entire observe the spaces between the cells and observe the space inside the cell and so on. See what has increased here is the that means what is this space is going to be changed, or internally the height of the cell is going to be increased. Now see this one, the size is what? 5. So that I am going to change cell padding as 3. Okay, now you can observe what is done by cell padding, because now cell padding, that means what? Inside a cell what has to be space? Now it will, I take only 1 for suppose. Okay, now see, I'm taking cell padding as only 1, refresh. So see, that means what? The space inside a cell is going to be changed. To make that, we are going to use an attribute called as what? Cell padding. Observe now, sir, whose cells has to be, the space has to be changed, or padding has to be changed for entire table, so that that attribute has to be present with the table. Sir, I want spacing also, sir. Just write down one more tag, sorry, one more attribute called as a cell spacing. What is that? Cell spacing. This is what, sorry, spacing. 1 minute. So this is what, this is going to tell you the space between the cells. Okay, let us see. Just I will write 3 here. Now, if you observe this space between the cells here. I have made it as 3. So see, the space is going to be increased. Once again, I will do keep more space. So now observe. So this space is going to be increased, not padding, spacing. Now observe, I'm going to place, for example, 10. You can observe clearly. So see, the space between the cells are going to be changed. Now if I increase this one as 5 for suppose, what is going to be changed? Observe, The space inside this padding, sorry, inside this cell is going to be increased. Now observe carefully. So what happens? The size inside the cell, the size of the cell is increased because of cell padding. Okay, right. One more important concept is there, that is column span and row span. This is very important. Now observe. So same table I am going to consider here, and I want to do what span. Span means what, from where to where. It is going to, if I talk row span, number of rows are going to be selected. For example, this one. In this I am going to take what? Here I am going to take a row span as 2. What is that? Row span equal to 2. First, for each and everything, I will take a one small example. I am going to take what? Row span equal to 2, and I will execute this. First row span you can observe. See what happens? Both these two are combined together. That means what? I am telling that here totally how many rows are there? One row, second row, and third row. Three are there. But whenever in second row, sorry, in second row, whenever I'm inserting the data one, that has to be spread to two rows. That has to be spread to two rows. So that it has spread to what? Two rows. Instead of having these two rows, it is having only one now. Now, I will talk about column span. What is that column span? So I'm talking about, okay, here I will talk about this. Here I am going to write COL span. What is that? COL span. COL span equal to, just I want to write, for example, entire thing I want to, I will write. Okay, now let us see what happens. So now see what happens. So here column span is 2 means, so this is first row and this is second row. So this is going to give me 2 rows length. Now column span means what? I have written 2. So what happens? Here 2 rows, the sufficient space for 2 rows is taken by only one particular cell. Okay, this is column span and row span. For suppose here, as I have taken two things, first in first row I will take, because already for second one I have taken row span. So you can observe clearly here. For heading I will take, no problem. For heading I will take this one as span 2, and I am going to remove third one. I don't want this one now. Now observe what happens. Now see clearly it says what? For both the columns, this is only one. For this one, only one. Here, why we got three? Because I have kept this one as row span. So if I remove this one, it will be clear for you. Delete. Now observe. Okay. Now I am repeating once again. Observe carefully. So here, as a first row, what I am telling. So please take this COL1 for 2, for as a 2 columns, so that it has taken COL as a 2 columns. Okay. Next, and one more column it has taken as what? COL2. So that COL2 has taken as a one more cell or a one more column. Okay. Next, coming to second row. In second row, what happens? As a first TD, as a first TD, that means what? Table data. Row span is what? 2. That means row span. This is not column span. So two rows is going to be combined here. Observe this. Two rows has been combined here. That means what? In third row also, already one element is inserted, one cell is inserted. So this is one cell. So these two cells, this one cell is acting as two rows. Okay, that is second row, the same cell, and third row also same cell. Now, next, how many are there? 2 and 3 are there. So 2 and 3 are printed here. But coming to now this one, I have printed only 2 because already one row, one column is covered by this. So remaining 2 I have given, that is nothing but 4 and 5. So that because of this one, here 4 and 5 has been given. So this is about what? Column span and row span. Now, sir, okay, because it is looks like somewhat dull, sir. I want to keep some background. So I want 1 minute. Okay. See now here I want to keep some background image. for this particular table. Okay. So what I have to do, I can place it. Okay. We are having the concept of, uh, I can also change. See here, we can keep background color, or if you want to change it as a background image also, I can do it. Just first, I want to show you to change background color. Just I will say BG color equal to, just I want to make it as yellow. Okay, yellow. Now see what happens here. So see, what is the background now? Yellow. That means what? I have changed background color. Okay. Now, if I want to keep my background of a table as image, so I'm going to take it as what? Background. Observe now. Background equal to, I'm taking image name. Already I'm having one image now there. So just I will take that image. Pick it one. I think pick one dot png. Pick one dot png. So if you observe now, yes, sorry, right. You can observe now. So the background of your table is what? What is that? Image. Okay. In the same way, sir, I want to increase the size of your table, sir. That means your table is very big or very small. I want to increase that. So just I am going to remove these things which is not necessary for us. And also background we have seen now. And I'm talking about width and height. What is that? Width and height. So I am changing the width equal to, whose width I am going to change, where I am going to write this one inside a table tag. That means I am talking about width of a table. Next, what is that? Height of a table. So height equal to, for suppose I am going to write 200 first time. So now let us observe what happens here. So see, the size of the table is increased. So let us decrease the size. So as I have zoomed that one, it is going to increase. But let us take 100 here. Now observe. So that our table is looks good. So better I will take 150 as height. Now let us see. So height is increased. And now I want to take this one as 200. Now what happens? Width will be increased. Okay. This is about table height and table width. Sir, okay, sir, I want to keep the caption for the table. I want to keep the caption. Caption means what? Why this table is for? I want to show that. Show that for the user. By seeing this, what you have understood? I am not understanding anything. So column 1 is there, column 2 is there. Some 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 are there. So what can I understand? I am not understanding anything here. So I am going to keep a caption for this. So for what I'm going to keep a caption for a table. So inside a table tag, there is a one more tag called as caption. Okay, what is the caption? Just I want to write the caption as table numbers. Just I want to keep it as what? Numbers. So this is my caption for the table. Okay, let us see what happens. So observe here. So for this table, what I'm going to get? By seeing this clearly, I can understand that this table is for numbers. Okay. In the same way, if you want to keep header, body and footer also, I can do it. I'm having three more tags called as what? T head. I'm not showing that because it may lead to confusion. Just I'm going to tell you three tags are there. What are those three tags? So first tag is, I'm talking about what? Table only. This is T head means what? Table head. And T body means table body. And T foot means table footer. That means what? Whenever you are applying this as a head, here we are going to get as a body. Here it is going to consider as a footer. It is whatever you are going to will be printed at the border footer of the table. Okay. So this is about the T head, T foot, and T body. And very important, and finally about this table is, that is nested table. Very important and generally used concept here. Table inside a table. Okay, what is that? Table inside a table. So generally inside a table, what is going to be there? Inside a table, generally what happens? Some data will be there. But now I want to take what? Inside a table. So first I will remove this one so that I will make you understand clearly. So I am removing everything from the table. So now your table is empty, but your table, if your table is constructed, what can be there? Your table is having border 1. Okay. Your table is having border 1. Now, what I will do means I will create a table inside a table. Okay, right. So clearly to make you understand, first I will take one row. Step by step I will explain. See, I am going to take a TR. TR indicates what? Row. So row end also I am going to take. Now observe row end. Inside in this I am going to take what inside a table row what we are having TD. What I am having TD. That means inside a row as a column I am going to take one more table. So inside a TD I am taking what term? One more TR. Inside TD I am going to take one more table. Okay. Now observe after printing this you can observe clearly. So inside table what will be there again? TR will be there. Okay. Right now here also one TR will be there. Just I will take only two things. TD, observe now TD. I am taking it as one and I am going to close it TD. And now observe again I am taking only two data in inner table. Now observe it has to be clear for you. Here I am taking two. That means what? This is first row. This is first row of your table. Inside that I am having only one TD. Till now I have not closed it. Now I am closing it TD. That means my data is completed. In a table, in a first row, I am having one data. In that data, I am having what? One table. Okay, the table is containing only one row. So table closed. Table closed. To make you clear, I will take second row also. It's better. So that inside a table, I am having what? Inside a inner table, I am having two rows. Sorry, two rows I am having. So inside a first row, I am going to take second row also. Outer second row. Just I will take only one header. Sorry, one data. So now see, this is second row of outer table. TR and TR close. Okay. Now here just I will take only two TDs. So two TDs I will take. So in first TD I will take 5 and I am going to close it. And in second TD I am going to place 6. Okay. Now observe. Now let us execute this. So I have closed what? All the things I have closed here. Finally my table is going to be like this. Observe now. So see what happens. This is only, observe now, in first table as an inner thing. So it is not having any border, so that it is difficult to understand. Now for inner table also I am going to place a border. For outer table I will place 4 and for inner table I will place 2 so that you can differentiate inner table and outer table. Okay. So I am taking border as 2. Now observe. See now. This is outer table. See, this is outer table which is having with the border as 4. This is inner table. So see this. This is inner table. So where it is having how many? Two rows. In first row contain two TDs and second row contains two TDs. And as per your table, this is first row. And as per your outer table, this is what? Second row. Your first row is having what? Only one TD. If I place second TD here, it will be clear. If I place second TD, and just I want to write it second TD, for example. TD I am going to write. In between this, I want to write what? Just a sample. Okay. Just see. Now what happens? As a second column of first row, we are going to get what? Sample. Now see, total outer table contains two rows and each row contains two columns. And in a first row, first column, I am having inner table. What I am having? Inner table, or we can say it as a nested table. Okay. So with this, we have completed the concept of table concept. Okay. So if you are having any doubts regarding to this, you can ask me. In next session, the important concept we will discuss about list and its types and remaining all other concepts which are important tags in our HTML will be completed in next session. And also we are going to discuss about CSS. Okay, right. Is there any doubt? Please let me know through chat box. Okay. If you are not having any doubts, please you can leave this session. Thank you. Anyone?
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Amma. Anyone, any other doubts? Right. So, anyone?
No
Right.
doubt, sir. Everything is clear, sir.
Okay, Amma. Thank you. So, as you are having no doubts, I'm going to end the session. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.